What's up? What's happening, folks? Welcome back to the channel, Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel, YouTube's #1 couch detective. And here recently, there were several immigrants who were ran over in a mass killing. Now, this mass killing didn't involve the AR-15. It involved a Range Rover. Now, this is coming on the cusp of Title 42, which is the COVID border restriction. Now, this happened in Brownsville, Texas. And we know there's a huge Mexican population and Hispanic, at this point, Latino population that is coming up from South America and the southern part of Mexico and starting to flood across the border. Now, the question is, was this accidental or on purpose? They say he ran the red light and jumped the curb. Let's take a look at the clip and see if we can get to the bottom of it.
Developing story in Texas. 7 people killed after a Range Rover plowed into a crowd near the Mexico border. Police say the victims were waiting at a bus stop near a migrant shelter. Authorities say some of those victims were migrants, and a warning: the video may be disturbing. Here's ABC's Maria Villarreal in Texas.
Tonight, heartbreaking video from a surveillance camera in Brownsville, Texas, capturing the horrific moment a driver plows into a group of migrants.
And let me say this. One thing Americans don't do, especially ones, who are not like mentally ill or disturbed, we don't sit on curbs. I don't know if that's, I don't know if these people are like, I think they said from Venezuela or South America. In America, we do not sit on the curb because we know it's too many drunk drivers. It's too many people who are not paying attention. They on cell phones. Et cetera, et cetera. So many different things could be happening inside their car. It could be 2 people fighting and wrestling, arguing, laughing, smoking, doing drugs, anything. But when you see this clip of these people sitting on the curb, that already was a bad move.
Killing 7 of them. We're pausing the video before impact because it's too graphic to show.
At about 8:30 in the morning, we received a phone call about a major accident where a gray Land Rover ran over several people that were waiting at a bus stop.
The group had just left a local homeless shelter across the street that's helping with the influx of migrants in South Texas. Authorities say some of the victims were migrants. 7 dead, 10 others being treated at a local hospital, some for serious injuries.
So they say that the car lost control. Now, whether we know whether it was
And let me say this, it's an 8th person that also has died too. So it's no longer 7, it's now 8.
accident or intentional, that is still under investigation.
The suspected driver, identified by police as a Hispanic male and Brownsville resident, taken to the hospital for treatment and drug and alcohol testing, now being held in the city jail.
Maria joins us now from El Paso, Texas, along the border. Maria, any more details on the investigation?
Wait, Lindsay, I just got a text message from police. They say the suspect is not talking to them right now, so no motive as of yet, including whether or not this group was intentionally targeted or if this was something else. But we do have to point out this deadly accident comes within days of Title 42 sunsetting, and that is the COVID-era policy that seems to be creating a surge of migrants along our southern border.
And I think this was most definitely intentional. Even though they say it was a Hispanic male, you got to realize it's a lot of Hispanic people who are in America who identify as white. Just like they said the recent Texas mass shooter in Allen, Texas, had white supremacist patches. So you have to be careful. The leader of the Proud Boys, Enrique Ontario, he's a Latino. So it's a funny game. Some Mexicans stick to Mexican, and in some of these, a lot of Mexicans, they also, Latinos, identify as white. So, and there's a lot of people who don't want these people in the country at this point. You heard this here first on Sports, Life, and Politics TV. There will be an uptick in violence towards immigrants / Spanish, Latino, Mexican people. You will see an uptick in violence. There's no doubt about it. So if you're Latino or Mexican or, Cuban, anything that would be considered Spanish, there will be an uptick, even for those who are already here and been here and who are Americans. Some of these people do not care. They see you as a threat now. And now that they're opening up these borders and people are flooding across, that's going to be a problem. So they're going to have to keep their head on a swivel. You're going to see an uptick in violence towards the Latino community.
Lindsay?
Maria, thank you.
Hi, everyone.
But I just want to go over that clip right quick because obviously that's tragic. It's terrible. You know, they said the crowd actually held him down and gathered him and held him till the police got there. And I'm surprised they didn't beat him to death, you know. But maybe they're immigrants and they was scared that they was going to get deported back out of here. You never know. But I just want to go over that clip. I appreciate you guys tuning in. This has been Sports, Life, and Politics TV. I'm Samuel Koppel. I'm here for the news. Hit that like. Hit that subscribe. I just took your ass. You should never sit on the curb ride. Peace.